my name is Diane, and this is My Pink Bathtub. Welcome back, friends. I live in Canada, in the province of Manitoba, pretty much in the center of Canada. And I thought I'd pop on and do a little snippets throughout the week for this episode. This is episode number 10. So I am not Cher with all the costume changes, and if you notice I'm wearing something else, it's because I'm doing this on a different day. Today I wanted to share with you a couple of things. First of all, hello to any of my new subscribers. I think I've got over 60 subscribers now, so that's cool. I've been on here less than a month. Not sure what we're doing here, but I'm doing it. I have 3 days left of work until the end of the week, and on that day I am retiring from my job that I've been at for the last 15 years. I'm a school librarian in an elementary school, and I decided while I'm still young and hip, well, I got two good hips, I would start pursuing my passion a little more, which is knitting. And I do markets. I usually just do them in the fall, but now that I'm going to have all this free time on my hands, I may do a little bit more, because I essentially knit all year round so I can have enough product to sell at my fall and winter markets. So welcome. Welcome to the returning people. Welcome to the new people. If you like what you see, please subscribe. Please like this episode if it fancies you in any sort of way, and spread the news, tell people I'm out there. I find I'm following a lot of crocheters. I'm really enjoying a lot of crocheting content, and I love the yarn unboxing, and I intend to do that with you as well whenever I have yarn. Technically knitting from my stash now. I said that 2 episodes ago, and I immediately, when I went line to start editing my latest video, I found myself online buying yarn and not editing the video. So that didn't go well, did it? So I have the yarn here to open with you, and I also wanted to share 2 projects that I've started. I am just under the cusp of having 10 projects either on my needle or half made, and once I hit 10, that is it. I am going to start finishing those products completely. So last episode I completed my shark, and I used chenille yarn, and that yarn was found in the Mary Maxim mystery bag that I purchased. A lot of the yarn was Easy Knit brand, and I've never heard of it. And here's another one from that Mary Maxim mystery bag, Easy Knit brand, Limitless. It's quite a bright, bright pink. It is 30% acrylic, 70% bouzelon. Not sure what that is. It's essentially an acrylic yarn. It's a very bright pink. And I thought, what can I do with this? I have 3 balls of this. But it was the next thing that kind of spoke to me from that bag. So what I'm going to make is a pig. And I've already cast on, within my 10 project limit, I have cast on double pointed needles the beginning of the pig. And it says it's a 5mm needle recommended size for this yarn, which I thought was rather large because it's a thin 4-weight. It doesn't even say the gauge, but it's essentially a thin 4-weight. And so I'm using a 3.5mm needle. I always like to use smaller needles when I am stuffing anything, so it holds the stuffing better. And the pattern I am using is one of my original patterns. I failed to mention to you folks that I have a Ravelry account, a very small one. I do not frequent it very often, but I do have some patterns on the account that are for purchase, and I believe there's a free one too. So the pattern I'm knitting from is my own. It's called This Little Piggy, And it can be made in various sizes, depending on your weight of your yarn and your needle size. So I'm also going to show a picture right here of what it looks like. And I felt compelled, in other words, no other choice, than to make a pig with this yarn because of the coloring of it. So I'm going to definitely have this ready to share with you soon, possibly at the end of this episode. I have 3 balls of this stuff. The amount of it is 95 meters, I believe. 96 meters. So we'll see. I might be able to squeak out 3 pigs out of this thing. And the other thing I wanted to show you that's on my needles, and I was talking about this previous episode, and it is now on my needles, Color Fusion Chunky Premier Yarn. This was originally intended to make mittens with because it's a 5 weight, but it is pushing a 6 weight. It's almost a 6 weight. It's very thick, and it was a little too big for mittens. So I have also started casting that on from an original pattern, which is also available on Ravelry. My Ravelry name is MyPinkBathtub, all one word, no spaces. If you're looking for me on Facebook or Instagram, it's MyPinkBathtub, no spaces. Who's That Owl is the owl pattern I am using to make this owl. And again, I'm going to show you this owl at the end of the episode. So this is what it looks like. It is knit in the round. I didn't really like how this was turning out, but once you get going in the round, I really am enjoying the way the pattern is turning out with this yarn. So what I do is I begin to stuff it, obviously, before I close the top of it with the ears, and I put polyfill at the bottom. And then what I use to weight my weighted items is playground sand. I know it looks like a heroin brick. It is not, trust me, but I would never drive over the border with some of this in my bag, just to be on the safe side. I use 2 Ziploc bags. I fill them up with, I buy playground sand from like Home Depot. I fill them up, depending on what I'm making, it may be a bigger or a smaller brick. Make sure it's in 2 bags, and then I just use a tape gun with packing tape and I tape it closed really tight. I then use quilting batting. I just buy a big roll of it at Walmart. Like usually the king size ones are the most cost effective. And I cut it up in strips and I roll it then with this. I don't have any of that to show you. So when I stuff this, I put loose polyester filling at the bottom. Then I put the weighted sand that has the quilting batting in that. And then I proceed to stuff around it until I get pretty close to the top where the active needles are. And then I work the rest of the pattern. And as I work along, I stuff as I go. It's a little awkward at first, but I do get used to it. And maybe I'll do an episode where I show you how I actually stuff it up. So those are 2 of my active projects. And Olay, my Mary Maxim order came. So I wasn't going to show you, but who doesn't like to see yarn opened up on a channel? Most of the stuff is items that I had bought previously that I was really liking and I wanted more. And then I also purchased some other colors of the glimmer yarn that I want to use in the previous episodes, the 2 or 3 color yarns to make those animals with. And I realized after watching it, it's knitted critters, not knitted creatures. So here is 2 balls of the Marvelous Chunky, again for those mittens. I'm really enjoying this yarn. This color is called And I've already forgotten the name of the color. What is it called? Chocolate mint. It's called chocolate mint. And the other color for it was this one, which was ebony. Look at how big this is. It's literally the size of my head. And then I just got some glimmer yarn. Okay, so, oh, and this is quite yellow. This is called mustard. And the other color I showed last episode was the mushroom. This one is called mustard, so it is more of a yellowy, brighter tan color. I did get 4 of these because I figured this would be another color that would be really great to make animals with. And the thing I really enjoy about this glimmer yarn is the actual glimmer is essentially the same color as the yarn itself. So it has a beautiful like shimmer to it. And then I just bought some single balls of various colors that I thought would be cute for little jackets for the animals. So the first one is this dark purple. I am getting into purple lately. Look at how the glimmer looks so beautiful on that. This is 100, well, it's 97% acrylic, 3% other. It's so soft. You don't feel this glittery stuff that's within it at all. It's very fancy. Then I have the traditional red. This is looking a little brighter on the screen than it is in my real world. I have mint. Oh, this one looks like somebody was playing with it a bit here. Mint. Again, I love that the glitter is the same color as the yarn. And finally, ooh, I really like this one. This is called light blue. It's almost like a teal blue. So I'm gonna go work on the pig. I'm gonna finish the owl. Got some mittens on the go, and I am gonna report back to you very soon. Wardrobe change. So we're back, and boy, did that week ever fly by for me. It's actually Sunday, July the 2nd. So time has gone really quickly, and unfortunately, I didn't have the opportunity to do a little snippet of a video every day. But here I am to end this video, and now I'm going to be able to do a little better because I'm retired. Yeah, on Friday, it was my last day of work, and so we got that out of the way. Let's do some more knitting and talking about yarn because it is my passion. So happy Canada Day, everyone who celebrated yesterday, and some people may still be celebrating, and that's okay. You do you. Also, happy 4th of July to all of my American cousins down south. I hope you're having a great weekend if you're celebrating now or if you wait till the 4th. However you do it, enjoy yourselves. So I'm back to show you my finished projects. We had 2 things on the go. One of them was yarn that was from the Merry Mystery bag that I received. And I was using my own pattern called This Little Piggy. I did include the link to my Ravelry account, I guess it's a store, my Ravelry store online. So take a look at those patterns if any of that interests you. So I started knitting with this Easy Knits yarn that I had, and I showed you a little earlier. And this was the actual, using a 3.5 millimeter needle, using it as a single single strand of yarn, and I found it a little thin. I am going to finish this one, but I decided to cast on a second one, and because I had 3 balls of yarn, I used 2 strands together, still using the 3.5 to make it a little bit of a thicker fabric. And I found when I was stuffing this one, especially here where the decreases were in the snout, I had to go back just with the strand of yarn and kind of close up the holes because I didn't really like the look of it. So, but it is fixed, and I'm going to finish this second one as well. So are you ready? Look at that little tail. It's an I-cord tail. So this is my little piggy. What do I have? I don't have anything to show you. Hold on one second. I just wanted to show you what it looks like when it's just sitting on its own. So that's this little piggy pattern. I was kind of inspired by wanting to do a piggy bank kind of looking pig and couldn't really find anything online, so I just kind of created my own pattern. Funny side note, I did have 2 ladies kind of duking it out once at a market, a craft market, for the last pig that I had on my table. No hair pulling was involved, but it did get a little testy. Yeah. The other thing I created was using that Premier yarn that I spoke about earlier in this episode, and I made a stuffed owl. Weighted with playground sand so it can be used as a light doorstop for an interior door or just to sit up. And it turned out good. It was just like the yarn to me was very much similar to almost like a softy, chunky yarn from Bernat. It was fine. This yarn, just to go back to here, very low quality acrylic yarn, but doubling it up really made a difference for me. So I'm happy with the end result. So here is the owl. I have not made one for a while. And there is a pattern in Ravelry, Who's That Owl, as well. So this is the owl. In the original pattern, in the eyes, I had 3 different colors, but I've been lately just doing it with a single color and using a very large wooden button for the eyes, and I kind of quite like the results. So this yarn was quite lovely the way it patterned up. And I easily made it within the 1 ball. I'm not quite sure how much I have left. I'll have to look, but I can easily make three of these. So often at markets, I find that everybody collects something or everybody's into something. So owls was a big hit for many years. I kind of stopped making them because I wanted to make other things and I only have so much room on my table. But I do plan on making a few more of these, and I'll use up the rest of this yarn. And there was some really nice thick yarn that Mama G had sent me that I opened that box in an earlier episode. So I'm gonna make that as well, and I'll show you that when I'm completed that. So what am I gonna make next? What am I gonna make next? Of course, I'm in the mitten mode. I gotta do mittens, but I took another look at that mystery bag from Mary Maxim and I pulled another ball of yarn out of it. And I'm gonna show you what I'm planning to do. And then next episode, I will reveal the end result. Again, guess what brand? Easy Knit Yarn, because it had a lot of that in there. This is called Overjoyed Yarn. It is a 5-weight yarn, acrylic, 100% acrylic. It has 157 yards, 144 meters. It's a little bit on the shiny side, but it is a 5-weight. And the color is quite a bright blue. So I thought, what am I gonna make with this? I got 2 balls of it in the bag. So I'm gonna make another toy. The great thing about toys is you don't really need to worry about gauge. If you have a certain yarn you want to use, just kind of pick the appropriate needle size and go. Let's see what size needle this recommends. A 6mm, I would probably do this because you're stuffing it and I like it to be a tight knit. Maybe a 4.5mm I'll use it for. So that's my goal. And I think I'm going to cast on this today since I did complete 2 things, kind of on track. So I'm going to, and I included the link for this below. It is a pattern on Ravelry, a paid pattern. I've had this pattern for a while. Yeah, so the link is below. I believe I bought it on the Etsy shop though. And when I went to the Etsy shop, it's kind of temporarily taken a break. So I did find the pattern on Ravelry. And it is a beautiful pattern of a whale, a stuffed whale. Very cute. I have made it before. The name on the Ravelry account is different than the name on here, and I don't want to mispronounce the person's name, so I'm just not going to mention it because the link is below. The only difference in the pattern that I just found and I linked below is the water spouts that are coming up are actually included in the pattern for the whale. I believe it was $4 US to buy this. It is, I believe it's knit in the round. I haven't made this for a while. I made it a while ago. Yeah, it's going to be, oh, here's what it looks like in the pattern on the online. It's got this little extra piece that you can do the water spout in. So that's going to be my next project, friends. I hope you're enjoying celebrating if you live in North America. Hello if anybody's here from anywhere else. And I just want to close by just sharing a little bit about my last day at work. It was great. It was on Friday, 2 days ago. Yesterday, I pretty much just rested up. It was a very emotionally charged day. I gave a speech and I kind of roasted my boss a little bit, but what's going to happen? Are you going to fire me? So that was well received. And it was just a lovely day. And remember my, yarn diet where I'm not allowed to buy any yarn? Well, I got a considerable amount of gift cards in the form of yarn purchases in the future. So thank you to everyone at my school. I also got some other amazing gifts, including those cookies. I'm going to show you a little bit of footage from the cookies at the end. And I'm also going to link my friend's Instagram page who made them, Maureen's Cookies Creations. She is a former teacher that I worked with at this school who retired a couple of years ago and has started a little cookie making business. She sells at markets, but she primarily just takes orders for cookies locally in Manitoba, as well as does cookie tutorials at community centers, like how to decorate cookies. So she's having a ball with it, and she made me the best chicken cookies and my logo, my pink bathtub logo cookies. So I'm going to show you that at the very end. But back to the yarn, because it's all about the yarn. I have gift cards for yarn. I got so many other generous gifts. I can't even show you most of them. It was just an overwhelmingly wonderful day, feeling incredibly appreciated, and I'm really going to miss those people I work with. But onward to bigger and better things. I also was on the live yesterday for Dee. She's a creator. Oh my gosh, I'm going blank on the name. Dee's Crochets Creations. I apologize if I got it wrong. She just hit 2,500 subscribers, which is amazing. So there was a live celebrating that. So I went on there. I've been on there a little bit. I have more time now to go on lives and visit with people, so to speak. And Mama G Gear was there too. And I asked the question during the chat if anybody would be interested in learning how to knit, because most of them are crocheters. I've been primarily following crocheters. I love their yarn content. I love their energy in their episodes that they do. And so quite a few were interested. So I'm going to do some basic knitting tutorials as well. I'm going to start dropping them on July 15th. And it's gonna literally start at casting on, the knit stitch, the purl stitch, and get a little more advanced in basic stitches. And then I'm gonna share some knitting tutorials, how to make fun things like bacon bookmarks and catnip toys, how to turn a pair of mittens into chicken mittens. So fun little things like that. So I'm excited about that, but I'm also gonna do regular episodes such as this. So here's enough talking for one day. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'm gonna get started on this whale and start planning my knitting tutorials because I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's not just for crocheters, but if you're a crocheter and you wanna learn how to knit, pick up a second stick and let's do this. We can do it. And if you're new, you're also gonna learn some basic stitches. So I'm super excited about that. I am also super excited about having time to learn how to crochet. So if anybody has some good recommendations on crochet videos, I am gonna check out Bag a Day. I'm assuming that she does the very basics from the beginning. She's got so many videos on her channel, so I'm looking forward to that. Enough about me. Enjoy the rest of your day and check out these cookies. Bye everyone.